Ask a large language model a question and it answers in two phases that run at wildly different speeds. First, it reads your whole prompt at once, then it writes the reply one word at a time. Same model, same chip, yet that second phase costs far more per word. And by the end, you'll see the one number that explains why. Start with what both phases share. The model's knowledge lives in a giant pile of weights sitting in memory. To run even one layer, the chip must haul that whole pile out of memory over to its math units. That haul is slow, the math itself is fast, and crucially both phases pay the exact same haul. So the only thing that can differ is how much math you squeeze out of each load. Prefill runs your entire prompt in one forward pass, one trip of the input through all the weights. Because every prompt token goes through together, they stack into a matrix, so the chip does a matrix times matrix multiply. Watch what that buys you. One weight, hauled out of memory just once, is reused to do math for every token in the prompt at the same time. One slow read, many multiplies. Here's the whole episode in one number, math per byte, how many multiplies the chip does for each byte of weights it reads. Prefill just showed us one read feeding many multiplies, so that ratio is high. When math per byte is high, the math units run flat out and memory easily keeps them fed. The map is what you wait on. We call that compute bound. Prefill is compute bound. Decode writes one token per step. To avoid rereading your whole prompt each step, it reuses the KV cache, the saved keys and values from earlier tokens, but that's just a shortcut, not the bottleneck. The catch: one token is a single vector, so now it's a matrix times vector multiply. The chip still hauls the entire weights pile from memory, exactly like before, but each weight now does math for only that one token. One slow read, one multiply. Same number, math per byte, but now it's tiny, one read, one multiply. So, the math units finish almost instantly and then sit idle, waiting for the next full pile of weights to crawl out of memory. When moving bytes is what you wait on, we call it memory bound. That's why decode is slow per word. You pay the full weight haul just to produce one token. This is exactly why batching helps, running many users' decode steps together. Since one haul of the weights can serve every request in the batch, you get many multiplies per read again, pushing math per byte back up toward prefill. It helps a lot for the weight-heavy math, but each request still has its own KV cache to read, so that part stays memory-heavy. Batching eases the bottleneck, it doesn't erase it. So the whole split is one number, how much math you do per byte of weights you read. Prefill packs the prompt together for many multiplies per read, so it's compute-bound and cheap per token. Decode makes one token at a time for one multiply per read, so it's memory-bound and costly per token. Same weights, same chip, just a different